First, we're going to take some skirt steak and lay it out on our cutting board so that we can next slice it from the top very gently. We're just going to score along each side ever so slightly in a crosshatch pattern. When you do it one way, you get finished, you'll want to move to the next. And it's better to do it too much than not enough. So you can always go back and do it again the other way some more. And this is going to allow us to put some salt into it and to tenderize it a little bit more evenly throughout the meat. Next, we're going to take Himalayan mountain salt, and we're going to take this and we're going to grind this over the steak. Make sure you use good salt. Grind it evenly over the top. And we'll let that sit for about 15 minutes. While we have the steak sitting, we're going to go ahead and mix up our sauce. So I usually use one of these metal pans. This allows me to take it and cook it on the grill outside without having to worry about melting the plastic handles or anything. But it has to be deep enough to be able to hold all of your steak and large enough, but not too big so that you have to make way too much sauce that you'll never use. So we'll get started. We're going to use these ingredients. And the base of the sauce is the Korean Bulgugi marinade sauce. So we're going to first take some of that. Always shake first. And we're going to put some in here. So we fill up about the bottom of the pan, about 1/2 inch thick. And that should give us plenty of sauce to make sure that the steak all stays moist and liquidated. Next, we're going to take some of the steak seasoning here so it has a little bit of a steak flavor to it. We don't want it to be just the Korean barbecue Bulgugi flavor. So we're gonna sprinkle this in so there's just a layer covering the top completely. And then the Old Bay seasoning. We're gonna take that and just sprinkle about 1/4 of the area on top of the juice. Garlic powder. This we want just a little bit of, not too overpowering. And then we're going to use the salt, same Himalayan mountain salt, ground up, as well as black pepper, ground up. We're going to use both of those after we mix up the sauce, and we're going to season it to our liking. So we now have our sauce. I've mixed it all up and added a little bit of salt and pepper to my liking. You can do the same. We're going to take this and now we're going to bring the steak back. We're going to cut this into thin strips and then let it marinate in the sauce for about 20 minutes. So you can see the pieces I'm cutting are just a few inches long, as well as being about 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch thick, so it'll all cook very evenly when we put it in the pan to cook on the grill. I'm just gonna keep continuing to cut all of this till I make it through. Now that we've got all of our steak cut into the smaller pieces, we're going to go ahead and put it all into our saucepan with our sauce that we've mixed up. And we're just gonna try to lay it in there evenly. We want everything to get saturated with seasoning juice. So we're gonna lay it in there in an organized fashion. Try to make sure that everything gets an equal amount of sauce on it. And no pieces are sticking together. Then we're just gonna move this around so that the juices coat everything and everything gets treated equally in here. We're gonna go ahead and take this out to the grill now, and we're ready to start grilling.